Hello my friends, welcome to another video. If you are new here, my name is Chris and I make videos about my small crochet business, the Enchanted Skein. And we're starting off at a different angle and viewpoint today, so that means something is up. In today's video, I want to talk about my order processing process. I'm not going to make one of these every time I have a drop, but I just had my second drop to the shop, and it was a big drop because my original shop launch launched the hook keeper. If you haven't seen it, I'll link the video where you can check that out. But basically that was a new product out, and I only made 20 of them because I wasn't sure what to invest in it and how much time it would take. So I put 20 out there to see what would happen, and the response was overwhelming. They sold out within a few hours and I wanted to make more. So I worked really hard. And when I say I mean my family. So Mr. Skein and my adult child, Junior Skein, as I refer to him on the channel, both pitched in with packaging and beading and things like that. But we ended up making 85 hook keepers. 10 of 8 colors, and then 5 kind of miscellaneous onesies, twosies of colors from the original launch that I just had enough beads to make more of. And I was super hopeful for this drop, which is going really, really well. And I have 20 orders to process today. Yesterday, my channel members in the Skeiniac level were able to shop 24 hours in advance, and I processed all of their orders already. So there's a really big difference in processing a huge amount of orders, and to me 20 is huge, versus onesies, twosies that I used to get on Etsy, or that I'm imagining I will probably get in the future once the website reaches kind of homeostasis where it's not so much of a hot product anymore, or you know, whenever there's not a drop, then obviously there'll be maybe some orders that come in and here and there. So I wanted to make this video because I started to realize that even between processing my member orders yesterday and how I'm going to process orders today has changed. And I thought also it would be helpful to kind of show you, if you're considering doing this, how much space this stuff takes, because it's something that I didn't think through. When I made all of these and packaged all of them, they take up a lot of space because not only do I have a stockade of materials to make them, but now I have products that are fully made and packaged. And if they don't sell, they're gonna sit. So I need to figure out how I'm storing all of that. And I thought, I'm gonna make a video about that because I'm sure I am not the only one. So I think what we'll start with is I will show you kind of how I've been keeping my materials and where I'm keeping the stock of everything. And then we'll get into what my actual process is gonna be for pulling orders and trying to make sure I do all of this without making any errors. So under the yarn wall that you always see in these bottom 2 shelves is where I'm keeping all of the materials for everything else. So the top 2 are for hook keeper and switch marker beads, in addition to a drawer in the toolbox. And then these bottom 2 are basically blank safety eyes and safety eye backs. In the bottom drawer, which you can't even see because I'm not aiming right, I have pretty much everything that I will need. I have 5 of each hook keeper. They're all labeled, so in alphabetical order. And then the ones that I have onesies, twosies of obviously are in here. There's not 5 of them, but 5 of each are the ones that I have 10. These are the little bags. So when I'm picking an order, I can pick the hook keeper, grab a bag. These are all of the switch markers. I've got some sticker bundles here, my thank you notes, stickers here, and then all of the enchantments. And then when it comes to safety eyes, up here hiding behind my Caesar are the 35mm, and then kind of on a box here are the 25 and 35mm with their backs all ready to go. The box underneath has 5 of each of the hook keepers that weren't in the drawer, so I can restock. In this cabinet to the left of my desk, I've got all of the different size shipping boxes that I can use for my orders, as well as some baskets that I'm planning to use to pull the individual items for each order. Number 1, Picklist. I pull a Picklist out of Shopify and I grab everything that's included in all of the orders at once. This saves me a lot of back and forth. I printed out a pick list of everything that's included in the orders up until that point, And that's just going to be my first check of getting everything. I already started to go through and look at the safety eyes that were ordered because there's a few I need to paint, so I'll know what I need to paint. But I'm going to pull everything that was ordered all in one group. And then what I'll do is I'll put them in individual baskets based on the person's actual order. And that's when I'll kind of be a double check of the items, because if I fill all the baskets and I have something left, then there's an issue, or vice versa. So step one, we're going to pick these. Okay, I grabbed my overstock box because I realized that the count of what I have in here versus what I have to pick is more. So for example, there are 7 pastel rainbow cat eye hook keepers, and I only have a few in here, so. Number 2, individual orders. Once I have everything pulled, I separate it into the individual orders. It's a great way to double check that what I pulled matches each order, and it also allows me to kind of take a look and know what size box I need for each order. All right, now that I have everything pulled here, including an order that came in afterwards, I've got some baskets here. I am going to individually start putting orders into each basket. I won't be able to do all of them. I don't have enough baskets, but I'll do like maybe 10 or whatever I do have. And then that'll give me an idea of what box I need. I have these 2 sizes. I have also another larger box, but this is typically what stuff fits in. And by looking at each order, once it's separated, I can kind of tell what it is. So this also provides me a double check as I pull the things for the different individual orders. From what I picked off my pick list, everything should match up. And I got my second international order, which is pretty cool. Doing this just helped me catch the fact that I need to paint another color of safety eyes. There was 2 of them and I only have 1 in stock, so I need to paint the other one. So this is why I started kind of doing it this way, because last time I missed like a 2 count and thought it was 1. So this just helps. The items that are singles, I'm just setting with their packing slip because they're all going to pretty much weigh the same, and that'll be easier. I know what box they're going to go in and that kind of thing, so they don't need to take up a full basket. But yeah, I just thought I'd mention that it helps me to catch those kind of errors ahead of time so that I don't have that kind of issue in the future. Okay, now that I've got them all laid out and in their baskets, I was able to determine that I need 12 of the larger boxes and 8 of the smaller boxes to get these 20 orders out. So what I'm going to do now is take some time to write my thank you notes, and then we'll get these boxed up. Number 3, pack and check off. I pack each box while checking off each item in the packing list. This is the final triple check to ensure that everything is packed for the order. Folded up all of the boxes, got my tissue paper ready to go. These are all of the single hook keeper orders or single item orders. So yeah, now I am just gonna go ahead and pack these. I debated doing content and like filming the order packing. I did film the order packing for my member orders, the Skeiniac level, but I don't think I'm gonna film these just because it would take so long, and I really wanna get these out. So I'm just gonna go ahead and box these up now, and then I will work on the multiple item orders. Number 4, weigh and enter. I'm still working on how Shopify works with how it's taking in all of the weights. So I weigh each of the boxes, or at least one of all similar orders, to make sure I have the weight accurate for the shipping cost. Right now, I'm gonna weigh all of these packages so that I can enter the information into Shopify and generate all of the labels so that these can be printed so I can drop these off while I'm out for lunch. Number 5, seal and label. I seal up each box with some of my custom tape and get the labels on them and get them ready for the post office. Now that everything is all labeled and sealed, I'm gonna go ahead and put them in my trusty Joann shopping bag and get them over to the post office. So those are my main 5 steps that I take when processing what I consider a large amount of orders. Now there's a ton of little sub steps in each thing, like getting stickers and tissue paper and folding up the boxes and all that good stuff, but it's pretty self-explanatory, so I just didn't include all of that. The one thing that I think will vary in my process is when I write the thank you notes. I really like to be in the mood to sit down and write them, and if there's like 20 of them to do, I want to make sure that I'm not just rushing through them. I mean, my handwriting's bad enough. I don't want to make it worse by trying to like just get through and burn through all of them. This time around was much more smooth than it was when I did the launch originally. When it comes to a day where I have maybe 2 orders that come in, I just eliminate that first step of the pick list and I will individually pick each order. I still find it very helpful to use the basket because it makes sure everything is together for that specific order with the packing slip. And it's just a way for myself to visually make sure I'm triple checking what I'm putting in the box. I do want to mention that the launch and this particular drop are probably unlike most future drops. I'm pretty sure that that had a lot to do with the fact that the hook keeper was so new and people were really excited to be able to get them. The following days after the drop were a little bit more of what I would expect in any kind of general drop. So I got a handful of orders here and there. I do need to say I need to calm down and stop running to the post office every single day to drop off orders and kind of plan things out where I'm only going maybe once a week, because that doesn't make sense for gas and all that kind of stuff. But I was just so excited to get stuff out that, you know, if I got 2 orders, then I was packing them and getting them out the door right away. And I just kind of need to calm down when it comes to that. But yeah, I think I want to say I got maybe another 8 to 10 orders throughout the first week after the drop. And that's a little bit more of what I would expect in any kind of general drop. Again, I think it was just because the hook keeper was so new and people wanted it so badly from the first time that weren't able to get it, that they were kind of really jumping in there to go ahead and get it, which was awesome. It's so exciting, and it's just, it's such a great feeling that something that I've come up with, people actually want to go in and buy. But yeah, I don't have the expectation that every drop would be like this. I'm currently working on a full review of all of my material costs and what's going to be involved in the future state of the hook keeper, and just kind of in general, all of my products. I didn't do the best job of keeping track with that. I was so excited about the hook keeper. I was just buying stuff left and right. So I honestly have no idea how much it costs me to make a lot of the hook keepers that I put out in this drop. So I am going to take some time to kind of do a reset. There's still some out there available, which is good, but I am going to be reevaluating that because I definitely spent a little bit more in materials than I probably should have for the price point that I set. So if you want one at the current cost, be sure to check them out. If you want to peek at all of the behind the scenes of getting all of this stuff together, take a look at my memberships. I have 2 tiers, and in my second tier, the Skeiniacs, I have a full series called the Center Pull, where I share all of the little tidbits about what's going on, not only in the business, but my life as well. All member levels get access to videos early, as well as our members only lives. We just did our first one recently. It was a bit of a disaster, but we got there in the end, which was awesome. But yeah, so if you're interested, go ahead and check that out. I hope that if you're considering starting a shop or doing a launch or a big drop, this strategy might be a little helpful to you. If you already do those things and you do something a little different, please let me know in the comments down below. I'm always looking for new ideas and strategies. I'm open to trying anything. I do have one quick make to share with you this week. Again, just trying to get back into my groove of cranking stuff out, but I've had this pattern for a good while and have been dying to make it. It is the Tiddalik Frog by Mo2 Designs, and here is my Tiddalik. I made him with Elisa Veludo, a 6.5mm hook, and he's got his little articulated arms and legs. I love this guy. He went way faster than I expected him to. He's got my Gilded Prophecy eyes in, I think, 20mm. It's whatever the pattern called for, but yeah. I was going to do the little mushroom hat, but I kind of ran out of time, so I may or may not go back and do that. I'm not sure. But yeah, I think it came out really, really cute, and I was happy to at least get another item done and ready for market. I do want to make a few more of him, so we'll get there. But that is all I have to share with you today. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, please consider doing so. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.